Hello, my wonderful Coldplay friends out there. Coldplay has recently been to Germany, Poland, France, Belgium, and is currently in the UK. So in this video, we are going to go over all those tour updates as well as some other updates that I like to share with you. But of course, before we get started, if you'd like to hear more about Coldplay, I make videos like this all the time, so definitely subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video in particular, definitely give it a like below. But without further ado, let's get started. All right, before I continue with the rest of this video, I just have two really important things that happened as I was editing this video right now. One being that Coldplay released the Higher Power music video, which was a cool video. You should definitely check it out. But in the video, there was also some information about new tour dates. And I'll probably do a video on this later, but it's also been confirmed that Coldplay is going to be releasing more tour dates very soon. Don't have any information. By the time you're watching this, it might already be out, but I just thought that I'd let you know because that's kind of important. But all right, continue with the rest of the video. All right, so let's start off by talking about some tour updates because a lot has happened in the past few weeks. And basically how I wanted to do this was hit on a few of the locations that they visited and just talk about a few different notable moments. So let's start things off in Berlin. Now Coldplay toured there, I think, for 3 different days, and a few different things happened there. One of the coolest ones being that at the end of one of the performances, after they played A Sky Full of Stars, they displayed images from the James Webb Telescope. And that was probably about a month ago now, but I just remember that being so memorable, and I couldn't imagine being in the audience for that because those images, those first images that we saw were just so spectacular. And just the fact that Coldplay is able to relate that to their music and talking about the stars and music of the spheres and everything, it just was a very fitting moment for the concert, and I just thought was just so beautiful. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention about Berlin was that Coldplay fans triggered a mini earthquake. And not only did they do this once, but they actually successfully did this 2 times. So the full story is that it was during A Sky Full of Stars on both nights, the first being a 1.3 on the Richter scale and the second one being a 1.5. So it wasn't like a huge destructive earthquake or anything, but it was enough to be picked up on the Richter scale. Next up, we have Paris, and that lasted for 4 different nights. Now, one thing that was really cool about Paris was that Coldplay actually live streamed their performance on the tour app. So it seems like Coldplay is being really inventive about how they use the app, and I'll talk more about this later on in the video. But just to go through them quickly, some moments that stood out to me was when Coldplay performed Magic in French. That must have been a really cool moment for the audience to connect and to hear Chris try to speak French. Another moment that stood out to me was I remember seeing this video of The Scientist being played at sunset, and I'm pretty sure Coldplay shared that video themselves, and I just thought that was so beautiful. It's probably my favorite song from the band, and it seems like it was a very memorable moment. Now, this wasn't only in Paris, but a few different times during this tour, we've seen the weirdos outside of just their stage performance and hanging out with the crowd. But I remember this one video in Paris where the weirdos were kind of just jumping on that jump floor and helping to power the stage. And just a quick side note, I really do appreciate how they're using these puppets outside of just the performance and these videos. And the last thing I wanted to mention from Paris was the performance of Hannah from London Grammar singing Let Somebody Go. I just think that she did a really good job, and I thought it was just one of those memorable moments. And now moving on to Wembley Stadium. Now, currently there have been 2 performances of the total 6. And so far what we've seen is a performance of Craig Davis on that first night, which he did a great job, and just the overall attitude and the energy on stage was just remarkable. And I think Chris and Craig really complimented each other as far as stage performance goes, so that was just really nice to see. Another thing that was shared with me by Garrett Letting was a video of Chris singing My Money Don't Jiggle Jiggle while I think it was performing Let Somebody Go. And I just thought it was really funny. The video was shared with me out of context, so hearing that in the middle of the song, it was just hilarious. And I just wanted to say thank you, Garrett, for sending me that video, and all the videos that you send me, it's very much appreciated. And the last thing that I wanted to mention from Wembley was that Max Martin, yes, the producer, was seen on a tambourine playing A Sky Full of Stars and My Universe. I mean, that was super random, but kind of cool, right? You have the producer for the album playing with you on stage. It must have been a really cool experience for him and for Coldplay, and and everyone there. But yeah, Wembley has been very exciting in the past couple days, and I just can't wait to see what is to come with the rest of their sets. And now moving on to some other news. Coldplay recently released a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the music video for Biutyful. Now, the video itself is a little short. It's about 1.5 minutes long, but if you haven't seen it yet, it's super cute and just tells this little behind-the-scenes story. What I really appreciated about it was the fact that they had Matt Whitecross talk in the video and just explain what it was like to make this video. But one thing to note is, as of now, the only place you can see this video is on the tour app. I mean, technically the video is being hosted on YouTube, but it's private or something, so you can only access it by going to the app first. Now, I'll try to remember to include a link in the description below to that YouTube video so you don't have to go through the app and search for it. And honestly, it took me a little while to find the video itself, but it is in the Universe tab at the bottom, and if you kind of just scroll all the way to the bottom of that page. But now that I mentioned this tour app, I kind of just wanted to talk about it just a little more. Because personally, I think that this app has been a really great tool, and it's super easy to use and it has a lot of different content. They have pictures from shows, that Biutyful video, new games, updates, tour dates, and even like that live audio that we saw in Paris. And I think because they've invested so much time in this app, that the app's actually going to continue past this album. And I mean, going forward, they're probably going to have more Music of the Spheres themed albums, so it makes sense that they continue with this layout and the same games and all the characters and planets and all that. But even if they didn't do that and didn't continue with the same theme, I can easily see them just rebrand the app. Because if you think about it, you have so many different people who have downloaded the app and check it regularly and just look forward to it and all the updates on the app. And the reason why I'm mentioning all this is because I'm wondering if this app's going to be used to kind of like tease what's next with Coldplay. Because if they're already offering exclusive content like that behind the scenes video, I can see them use this app kind of like how they used Alien Radio. So that's just some food for thought to you just to think about. And the last thing to mention in this video is that Lizzo released a song called Coldplay. Now, even though the song doesn't feature Coldplay, it does feature a sample of Yellow. And the song itself is pretty cool, and I definitely recommend listening to it, especially as a Coldplay fan. Specifically, there's this one part in the song where she talks about singing Coldplay out loud at night or something like that, and I just found that very relatable. But I remember seeing this interview with Lizzo talking about the song, and it was really cool because Chris actually crashed the interview and was talking to her about it, and that interview just really made me appreciate the song a little more. So if you can find that, I'll definitely try to remember to include that in the description below so that you can see that for yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to mention in this video, but thank you so much for watching to the very end here. And if you haven't done so yet, definitely subscribe to the channel because I make lots of content just like this. And if you have any suggestions for videos, definitely leave a comment below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. But thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba ba.